Welcome back, Questers. Today, we revisit a very talented West Coast artist. He's become a friend of Quest Nation, friend of mine, very talented MC, Fluid. First met him on the Quest 160, representing the West Side. He's back doing big things going into 2021 with a vengeance and doing this thing. And we're going to talk to him today. From Kicking It With Trina podcast, I have Trina Horton co-hosting with me. I'm Roy Washington. You already know. Got you locked into the Quest.
Back to back like I was Stefan. Better yet, I'm Philip Jackson, so don't treat me like the next man. And I'm kind of a real big deal, so don't be out here second guessing. Anyway, I make my pay and live this California lifestyle. Sunshine, loud packs, and chicks that love to get wild. That's how we do it every day. Slipping, sliding through the traffic on a mission for the day. Clearing marks about my way. Really got no time for y'all today. And all the craziness y'all talk, but never get your story straight. See me out here living great. I don't give a damn about a hoe that hates. And when it comes to kicking game, I give you all that you can take. Trying to do it big, got no complaints. Every morning eating steak. And say I'm wrong for showing out, but I'ma do it anyway. Such a thing ain't nothing bitch, cause I can do it any day. And it don't matter where I go, I always represent the yay. I'm so in love with this lifestyle. Anything I want, I say the word, I get it right now. Boppers used to hate me, now they tell me I'm they type now. Swagger through the roof, got everybody on my hype now. And I love it, 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 and I love it. See me, I'm out here getting it and loving how I live. Best believe if I do something, I'm a stupid do it big. And this hustling is my gig, so don't you ask me what I stand for. Stacking while I'm hacking, trying to earn myself a couple Lambos. Yeah, you know them toys for them big boys. Emperor of sorts and all you other players decoys. Meaning you're not the real deal. Keep an appetite for dollars that I never miss a meal. All you suckers need to chill. I'm just trying to stack a meal and pull the baddest bras around and love shorty sex appeal. Little bit of Netflix, then we chill. Lose them clothes, keep on them heels. Working like a 9 to 5, then go right back to chasing skrill. I bring that real, never that phony. BS, y'all be stressing, put it down just like an OG. Perform these cookies, take flight. Some of y'all just out here acting, I'm a boss in real life. I'm so in love with this lifestyle. Anything I want, I say the word, I get it right now. Boppers used to hate me, now they tell me I'm they type now. Swagger through the roof, got everybody on my hype now. And I love it, 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 and I love it. Keep it more 100 than a C note. Hall of Fame spitting, representing with these pimp quotes. Don't try to front, you know this shit's dope. Question is, will I ever fail? My answer is no. I make this hustling look amazing. Put it down, doper than a blunt of purple hazing. Spicy on the mic, I bring the fire like a Cajun. Scovilles, making haters sweat when I be blazing. Leaning to the side, haters everywhere. Yeah, I hear them talking, but they simply wasting air. Can't understand the reason that they stay in my affairs. But I'm major with my movements, getting money everywhere. I'm so in love with this lifestyle. Anything I want, I say the word, I get it right now. Boppers used to hate me, now they tell me I'm they type now. Swagger through the roof, got everybody on my hype now. And I love it, 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 and I love it. So in love with this lifestyle.
What's that? Oh, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. We're good. All right. All right. We got you locked into the Quest. Locked into the Quest. Washington. have my co-host here, Miss Trina Horton.
Trina Horton.
Kicking it with Trina.
Kicking it with Trina. How you doing?
Hey, I'm doing great. How you doing, Floyd?
I'm doing good. Good to see both of you. Thanks for having me on.
Awesome.
I love it. Hey. Yeah, man, you got a nice catalog, man, but it seems like it's hard for you to do that one song.
Thank you.
That's your Billie Jean.
You want to call it that, or maybe it's my thriller?
Hey. Yeah, it is, man. But what's been going on with you?
Man, still making music, man. Still trying to survive this pandemic. Basically, the last most recent thing that's going on with me is I just put out this year 2 new singles. I did a lyric video for one of them, a song called Land of the Free, which was produced by my boy Richie Famous. And then there's my newest single, which is called Major Leagues, and that's produced from my boy out of Chicago by the name of The Mechanists. And that's spelled Mekaniss, not to be confused with The Mechanics.
Right. Okay. You doing a lot of collabs with the Midwest right now.
I'm trying to get in a lot of collabs from everywhere. Actually, I have an album project that I'm working on with an MC from Brooklyn, actually. So that's something new. Now that's just started. I just started doing that, so that'll be take a while for us to put together. But definitely have that in the works. His name is Raw Mail, by the way. He's an MC that I met through one of my producer friends by the name of Bino Other, or Bino for short.
Okay. And we're about to go ahead and do this collab thing.
Yes.
Yeah, so you're gonna be busy, man.
Yeah, I like being busy, man. That's a good thing.
Okay. Tell us what it's like, man. First of all, for people who wasn't here for 160, I think that's when we had you on. Tell us where you are, where you're from.
Okay, well, I am from Union City, California. Nice, quiet little town. Well, maybe not so quiet anymore. Out here in the Bay Area. I'm in between. For those of us who for those of you who know anything about the geography of Northern California, the city is in between San Jose and Oakland, close to Fremont, bordered by Fremont, Newark, and Hayward. So that's where I'm from.
All right. You guys got good weather out there right now, right?
Actually, yeah, the weather is actually pretty good out there. I mean, it's still a little chilly, but we're starting to get some sun. It is warming up a little bit. As the days go by, the weather seems to be improving. So, yeah, it's pretty nice right now. It's nice and light. Not too warm at this moment, but I imagine as the day goes on, it'll warm up a little bit more.
What's chilly for you guys?
Chilly. Well, I want to say like probably any like stuff that's like in the 50s or like 60s, like maybe low 60s.
Oh wow, we wish we had that. We just had we were below zero.
Oh well, yeah, you guys win the award on that one. Then. Like you take the cake for that.
So like 50s and 60s, that would be great for us. It would be great.
Wow. Yeah, we're not freezing temperatures yet. Well, I don't think we ever get to freezing temperatures.
So you go by Fluid. How did you come up with that name?
Honestly, the way that I came up with the name, at the time that I was trying to go through the name, me and an ex-girlfriend of mine were kind of sitting around trying to figure out things that we thought felt my rapping style and my personality. And I think we were listening to a rap song at the time, and one of the MCs on the song said "flow like fluid," and I thought about it, and I was like, fluid like meaning like water, and I was like, oh, that's a nice little thing. Okay, my flow is like water. I was like, I take it. I'm gonna start calling myself Fluid, and it just stuck, and I've been using it ever since.
It's very unique.
Thank you. Which is not to be confused with gender fluid. I'm not that. I have nothing against, and I have nothing against people who are. I'm just a man, but you know, I'm just want to put that out there.
Hey, when did you start writing rhymes?
I started writing rhymes when I was about, I want to say I was about 13 years old. I was in junior high school. The way that I started rhyming, basically, you might have heard this story before, but for those that haven't, I had an assignment that was given to me by a junior high school English teacher. He wanted for everybody in the class to write a little poem, and then we were supposed to get up in front of the class and basically present or, read our poem. I decided for fun, because I was so into rap at the time, that I was going to try to rap it. So I got my friend to come up. He did the little beatbox thing in the background. Little Fat Boys action. Rest in peace to well, actually at this point I think rest in peace to all the Fat Boys. Right now they're all gone now, right? As of this year.
No, really?
No,
I gotta check on that. I know the beatbox he was gone, but I thought the other two were still alive. Marky D and
no, I thought. Well, no, Prince Marky D just died a little bit earlier this year, and I thought at least one of the other ones died a couple years ago. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm sorry if I'm spreading the wrong information, but rest in peace to Prince Marky D, though. But anyway, my buddy did the beatbox, and I rapped the poem, and I got like basically a standing ovation from like the whole class, the teacher. They were all loving it, and then every day after that, once people discovered that I could rap, then I had people coming up to me on a daily basis wanting me to like flow a little something. So I started to go home and write stuff so that when people approached me at school, I would have something that I could, something that I could spit for them. Okay. And it went from that to me, just continuing on to where I am today.
So what grade did you get?
What grade did I get on the assignment? I'm pretty sure I got an A++++. That's the one time I can say that.
I just looked it up real quick. He died February 18th, 2021 in Miami, Florida.
Oh, Prince Marky?
Yeah.
All right, check Cool Rock Ski for me. Cool Rock Ski, I know he had lost a lot of that weight. He had become a personal trainer. Last time I met him, he was alive. They was both went back to another guy's house to talk to the family and just to kind of keep in contact. So rest in peace, Prince Marky D. He still has a nice run.
Yeah.
Man. So when was your first performance? Outside of that, when you really.
I believe my very, very first performance was a talent show that they gave at my junior high school. I believe that was my very, very first performance.
Okay. Yeah, I'm looking forward to your video and to see everybody like turning up, just chilling. What's it like for you on set to do when you go to a video?
Well, generally when I do a video, it kind of depends on what the theme of the video is and how many people I have involved in it. But I would say, like for instance, the video that you saw, I Love It. That was kind of a real chill, relaxed kind of. I mean, it was a party atmosphere, but it's real chill. I kind of like to give like a real fun vibe to my videos. I like for the behind the scenes to be kind of fun and chill, and kind of like everybody that I've invited, my personnel from camera people to the director to the actors that are in it. I kind of like for it to be like a real chill, kind of like laid back, kick back, fun atmosphere. So I would say that's how my video sets usually are. Now the last one that I did, of course, because we were in a pandemic, I had minimal personnel. Well, actually nobody was in the video with me for Right There. So I won't even say minimal personnel, it was just me. But even with that, there was, me and the director had a lot of fun putting that together. So it was still kind of a chill atmosphere, a little bit different in terms of, like I said, the personnel that I had, because we're in a pandemic. At the time I couldn't have a lot of people are involved in it, because you couldn't have a lot of people, couldn't have over a certain amount of people in the spaces that we were in, other than outdoors.
Right.
So,
Now, Love It was my favorite. We was jamming to that. We was jamming to that this morning. We be having it blasting with the window shaking and everything. We love that. My household, we was jamming this morning.
I'm glad you like it.
Yes, I love it. love it.
Okay.
Now, before you perform, do you, like, some people pray, some people may eat certain things? I mean, is it something special that you do before you perform every time?
Well, one of the things that I definitely do pray. I definitely, and before I take on most really important things in my life, I try to pray too. So that, that just goes along with it. But one of my other rituals that I do is I usually up until the point where I actually get on stage and perform, I'm usually practicing the songs that I have to do in my head. So I'm usually going over them, several times in my head. Sometimes I might be driving in my car. I might actually, play the instrumentals and rap the songs out loud while I'm on the way to where I'm going, just to make sure that I have it. And the main important thing for me is to make sure that I know the beginning parts of each verse. If I can if I can spit those beginning lines, it'll lead into the rest of the verse, and I know I won't forget the rest of it. But that's kind of how I prepare myself. And occasionally, I might have a beer or something like that, just to kind of relax myself, or a drink to kind of relax myself. But I don't want to get too faded before I go on stage. But
have you ever had an incident where you might have went blank, you just forgot your own lyrics or something like that?
There have been a very, very few incidents where I did go blank, and I kind of, on some of those incidents, I kind of improvised. I either freestyled or I maybe repeated the previous lines until the verse was over with, and then I just started the next verse the way it was supposed to be and went straight through. And then there are other times where, honestly, maybe the first few times I did it, I kind of froze, and the music just kept going, and then I had to just kind of pick up the best that I could from what I could remember later on in that verse or on the next verse. But I don't have that happen too often now.
Now I be wondering, like, sometimes when the rappers be rapping and all of a sudden they just show the mic to the audience, I be thinking, like, did they forget their parts and they got the audience singing it? I mean, I don't know.
You know what? It probably could be a little bit of both. In some cases, some artists might, but I think most of them probably are just, you figure that these are songs that people are following and they know, so you just want to you want to kind of gauge how involved your audience is, or how much they know your material, by giving them an opportunity to repeat a line that you feel like they should know. And in some cases it works, and in other cases it doesn't.
Yeah, I see Rakim do that a lot. When he's performing, he doesn't know his song because it's classic. So everybody is, he's doing I ain't no
most of the
line. Point the microphone toward the crowd, and they're kind of finish the one off a little bit.
Exactly, and I would say I've seen concerts with quite a few well-known artists, especially old school ones, put the mic out and people are sing. I mean, it even happens in like R&B. Like, you go to a Maze and Frankie Beverly concert, and I mean, and you're gonna get he's getting older, so his voice is kind of it's not as strong. I would say it's not as strong as it was. But when you go to those concerts, you have like the audience singing most of the songs for him.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, man. So, you ever had anything crazy happen during a performance?
I wouldn't say I had any. Well, I wouldn't say that I had anything too crazy that happened during a performance. Well, I take that back. The craziest thing that happened during a performance for me, and I don't know if you think of this as particularly crazy, but one time I was rapping and I kind of wasn't paying attention to how long the mic cord was, and I walked a little bit too far out into the crowd and yanked it out. So my mic went dead, and this was actually during a time where it was actually like a contest going on while everybody was performing. So needless to say, I didn't win that. But yank the mic cord out, and I'm rapping. I'm like, I don't hear anything. Oh, and then I look back, and it's like, come back. I'm like, oh.
Have you ever opened for anyone?
I've opened for quite a few people, actually. I mean, from local artists, local Bay Area artists to big time people. I've opened for from some local artists. I'm not sure if you're familiar with them, but I've opened for D-Lo and Raven Justice. They're two local artists from out here in the Bay Area. Both of them are from Oakland. I've opened for a guy by the name of Jeff Turner. He's big on. He used to be big on the freestyle circuit. He had an online cipher thing that he did, and he got really famous for that. I've opened for an artist by the name of Filthy Rich, who's actually a really big name out here in Oakland. I've opened for Exhibit. I've opened for DJ Quick and Sugar Free. Quite a few people, actually. I've opened for quite a few people.
When I listen to some of your music, I hear a little Tupac. I hear a little Snoop Dogg. Are those people that you have looked up to?
Most definitely. There are definitely two people that I looked up to. I can tell you about times when I was younger where, if you were in my car riding around for the summertime or whatever, that's pretty much all that you would hear. I remember the year that Doggy Style came out. I remember playing that record into the ground. And I remember the year that All Eyes on Me came out. I mean, I had that album on both tape and CD, and I think I wore out all of my copies. Every time you got in my car, you were hearing Tupac, definitely.
I love Tupac. Tupac is one of my favorite.
But I will say one of my biggest influence, and a lot of people don't say his name, but to me he is one of the dopest rappers, period. Whether alive or dead. And I'm sure that a lot of people would agree that he's an influence on him as well. But Scarface of the Ghetto Boys.
Oh, I love him. Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely classics.
Yes.
He has to be one of the greatest storytellers besides Slick Rick.
Yeah. Yeah, him and Slick Rick probably the two best. Do you remember where you were when you heard of Tupac's passing?
I was in Berkeley, California. I used to go to a couple of record stores out in Berkeley, California to shop for CDs and try to find old school rap and old school R&B. And one of the places that I was going to was a record store by the name of Rasputin's. And I remember walking up Telegraph Boulevard. I had just gotten in front of the store, and there was a merchant. There's different little vendors that sit out in front of the store selling different little materials like jewelry, or they might be selling clothes or different things. And one of them had a radio on, and I heard Tupac Shakur Tupac Shakur passing, and I'm walking. I'm like, what? I'm like, that can't be real. And I think I went in the store and came back out, and they were still talking about it. And then later on, I think when I got in my car, I heard about it again. I was like, oh wow, he's gone.
Wow. That was especially out here, that was big. I know that just had everyone in shock.
Yeah. That was crazy.
Hustle. Recently lost Nipsey Hussle. What was that like for you? Where were you at when you heard about him?
When I heard about Nipsey Hussle, when I first heard about it, actually, I didn't even think it was real. I believe I was at home, and I saw, I started seeing you get those little notifications, from different apps like news apps and whatever on your smartphone, or on like Twitter, or whatever like social media you follow. And I remember seeing that. I remember the first thing actually, I take that back. The first thing that I saw was that he had gotten shot. But at the time, I didn't know that he had actually passed. And I was just hoping, okay, well, dang, he got shot. A lot of people get shot. Hopefully he gonna make it. And then the next, within the next few, I don't know if it was the next hours or it might have been the next day, I saw headlines about him actually dying. But I know, I was seeing the headline. When I was seeing the headlines, I know I saw some of them when I was at home, some of them, while I was at work, but I was kind of following the story. And I remember, I think I might have been actually driving when I saw the one that said he was actually died. And I was on my way. I think I was on my way to visit a friend in Sacramento when I actually saw the one where he actually died.
Okay. Question. We were talking with Fluid, West Coast MC, one of my favorite. When you talk about the indie and the underground independent artists, one of my favorite artists. My brother from the West Coast. We kicking it with Trina. Kicking it with Trina. Brand new podcast. It's gonna make a lot of damage out here. Trina Horton's in the house. Fluid. I was talking with a MC here in Milwaukee by the name of Nonchalant. He's up and coming superstar. He said something very interesting. Very interesting. I asked him about Trump's leaving. Trump is gone now. We got Biden and Harris. So I asked him about the new regime at the White House, and his response was, "They're all the same guy." I know what he's trying to say. Do you agree that no matter who's in the White House, there's going to be, I guess what he's saying, there's going to be some type of corruption, there's going to be some type of secrecy and stuff going on that the people don't realize. No matter who's in there, it's going to be messed up. Are you in agreement with that?
I'm in agreement with that to a certain extent. I feel like, whoever, no matter who's in the White House, there's going to be certain things that are going to be messed up for certain people. And what I mean by that is, well, for one thing, and this is not even getting into the racial part of it, and I am going to get into that in a second, but just from the aspect of being a president, there is no one president that has ever been in office that has been able to please everybody, and there probably never will be. Right. And that's just because, you have so many different political views and societal views and expectations and whatnot. And then you have people who are coming in and basically, before that you can even implement, your own policies, you got to clean up what, generations of presidents have done before you. Whatever mistakes that they made, whatever stuff that they screwed up, you've got to come in and fix it. And I know this, Biden has a lot to clean up from what Trump did, a lot. And I want to give the man a chance. I want to hope that he'll do better than his predecessor in the very least. I want to hope that he maybe has a better and deeper understanding of racial issues and what we, what minority, black people and my other minorities are, have really gone through in this country. But in essence, as long as we have, it remains to be seen whether or not he's going to be another privileged white guy who's going to, take advantage of his privilege to merely push his own agenda and kind of like smile in our faces and dangle a carrot, in front of us every once in a while and throw a bone to us every once in a while, or if he's going to deliver on his promises. I want to give him the chance to do what he says he's going to do. But when it comes down to it, what it comes down to is the people in office making an effort to have a real understanding of the world outside of their world, if that makes sense. Okay. A lot of them are, come up in a world of privilege, and even if they're not born with a silver spoon in their mouth, there's still certain advantages or certain things that they would be sheltered from not being other races.
Right.
For instance, you have what we as black people go through. The racism, the stereotypes. You have what the things that brown people or Mexican people go through. You have the stereotypes that Indian people and or Asian people have to deal with, and they're all different than what white people, or the majority of white people, I believe, have to go through. And granted, I have nothing against white people, and I do not want to come off as racist at all. I love everybody, but you have to start admitting that. I think we have to start admitting and be willing to have a conversation, both white people and other races, that race does play much more of a factor in our lives and in this country than we would like to admit. There needs to be some honest conversations about it, and that even goes up to the government level. And when they get to that point where they're willing to do that and to sit down and get some viewpoints and actually like expand their range of knowledge and range of understanding, then things are going to be the same. It doesn't matter who's going to be in office. But I mean, realistically, whether we're talking Democrat or Republican, either way, they're all going to make promises to us that they're not all going to necessarily going to get kept. I know that much.
That is true.
That is very true. Looking ahead, 40 years from now, I'm going on record saying that I believe that the president and the vice president both going to be female. What do you think?
You know what? I wouldn't be surprised that if that was the case. I really wouldn't be surprised if that was the case. Honestly, I mean, if you look at it, I mean, Hillary Clinton came really, really close to being the first, female president. And despite whatever flaws she might have and whatnot, she, obviously she got enough support to get up to that point. And I think as the years go by, and we start seeing even more, female people, females running for that office, and I'm sure that as time goes on, there'll be more and more of them that are even better and better qualified. I wouldn't be surprised if I give it, maybe give it another couple terms. And by then, I would imagine it would happen. And even if it's not a female, where like it's a female president, female vice president, I believe that there might at least be a female president. Maybe the vice president might be a male, but I think at least you might be looking at a female president. At some point, though, I think it could be both. Though it could be both a female and
in the future.
Female vice president and a female president. But I'm kind of thinking maybe it might end up being a female president with a male vice president first, though, for some reason. I'm not sure. But I'm kind of seeing that first.
Just like Hillary came back and became a big focal point, you believe Michelle will make her presence felt down the line?
You think? You're saying you think Michelle Obama might run for office? I'm not sure. I don't know if I see her as necessarily running for office, but I do see her taking a more active role in politics, definitely. Now, whether that means her just being a political, stepping up her political activism, or actually like running for like maybe a seat in the Senate or something, I'm not sure. But I'm not necessarily. But I do see her, becoming more active politically. Definitely, I do see her using her voice and her platform definitely more to speak on politics and the state of the world. I definitely see that, and she's already kind of starting to do that.
Yeah.
I have a question. I know you're probably a busy man. How do you sort things like the home, your music, your job? I mean, how do you divide that up?
Well, it honestly, it is very, very difficult to juggle a lot of things, because the thing about it is I mean, when you're talking about music, especially when you're an artist that's at the state and level that I'm at, you have a lot of different opportunities that pop up, and they don't necessarily follow like a normal timeline or a normal what would you call it, normal schedule. So I could be sitting around not even thinking about music, and can get an email or a bunch of calls all of a sudden. Oh, I just saw your video. We want you to do this. We want you to do that. We want you to come here. We want you to perform. And, you know, in a lot of cases, you know, because artists don't keep a regular schedule, like a regular 9 to 5 kind of schedule, there may be things that are scheduled, you know, at times when maybe I am scheduled to do my normal day job or do things with family. And sometimes you have to make that sacrifice to say, okay, well, if you really want to do it, if you really want to take advantage of this opportunity, then you got to make a sacrifice. So sometimes you got to take time off or miss out on doing something with the family that you might want to do. And then there are other cases where sometimes I have to unfortunately miss out on the music side of it in order to handle work and or familial responsibilities. So it can be very difficult to juggle, but you just kind of have to ask yourself in that moment, what's the most important thing for you? And whatever is the most important thing for you at that moment, that's what you have to go with. But at the same time, you know, music is the thing that I want to be my main focus, my main job. I want to have it to the point to where I don't have to supplement my income with anything else. So in some cases, I have to make those sacrifices with home and work in order to get myself to the level to where this music platform can be something that is starting to make me enough money to support myself, you know, support me and my family and my future goals on its own.
Do you have children?
I don't have any children.
Okay.
Yet.
Okay. Now, with your music and your life history and everything like that, you know how sometimes, like Ray Charles, they had movies. So if you happen to have a movie come out when you get much, much older, or a documentary, who would you want to play your part?
Woo, that is an excellent question. You know, it's kind of hard to say. Honestly, I would go just right now. There's two people I can think of right now. One of them would be there's an R&B artist. So I'm not sure if he considers himself R&B. I know he does sing R&B and pop music. He goes by the name of Rotimi, and he's actually one of the actors in Power.
Okay.
But I could kind of see him playing me, and I don't know, this might be a little bit of a stretch. I just watched the new Coming to America film last night.
Oh.
So the guy that played Prince Hakim's son, the one that he went to, I don't know the actor's name, but the one he went to back to Queens to go get.
Okay.
I think he might be able to pull it off too. Now I don't know how he'd look with a head full of dreads like me, but you know. But I think, you know, but from an actor perspective, in terms of like his personality, the way he carries himself, I can see him pulling that off. I would say, you know, I would say you can have Denzel Washington's son play me, but I mean he's a little bit darker than me, so it may not be believable.
This is a question, are you neat or messy or in between?
I'm a little bit of both. I'd say I'm in between. But it's funny because you know, like I can keep my there were times like I've had my desk messy at work or had my room, you know, my bedroom messy. But regardless of how messy it is, I know exactly where everything is.
Exactly where everything, I know.
So like, you know, like somebody might say, I'm looking for a piece of paper. Oh, hold on. And I go pick up a big pile of clothes and move it out the way. And the paper's right there. Oh, you mean this one? I'm like, why don't you just clean your room? Like, I know where everything is already though.
Exactly. When you clean up, then you're gonna have to start looking to find out what your stuff is.
But then I can be very, very like immaculate and neat too. And that's the thing. I think that throws people off because I can be very lazy and not want to clean and leave things all over the place. But as long as I know where things are, I'm good. But I can also be very, very, very clean.
Mm-hmm. Now, you know, we just finished with Black History Month. My question, if you could have dinner with someone from back in the day, who would you choose to have dinner with?
Just one person?
One person.
Unknown caller.
I would say, if I could have dinner with just one person, I would be real interested, honestly, in having dinner with Malcolm X.
Okay. Why would you say? Why you pick Malcolm X?
Well, just because it would be real interesting to kind of, if you know, anybody, if you've kind of followed the story, Malcolm X's story, he was real radical at one point. But actually, I take it back. He went from being, like a street thug kind of hoodlum person to being a real radical, leader within like the Nation of Islam, to having another transition later on in life, just before he got killed, to kind of adapting a more peaceful stance, something more along the lines of where Martin Luther King was.
Mm-hmm.
And it would be nice to get his perspective on those, just kind of get his perspective and his feelings on those three different transitions in his life. That I would be really interested in hearing, what circumstances led to those different transitions, from him being a street dude to deciding to join the Nation of Islam, to deciding, within the Nation of Islam, to change kind of his stance on certain things, to go against the tradition, some of the traditional beliefs of the Nation of Islam.
Okay.
What grade would you give that Coming to America 2 without giving too much away of it? Was you pleased with it? We waited for that sequel for a while.
That movie was excellent. I would say it was definitely worth the wait. I would say this: it had, if it had pretty much. I would say it probably had a good 75 to 80% of the same characters, but of course they're older now. But it had a lot of the same characters reprise their roles in the new movie.
Okay. The old boyfriend, the Soul Glow guy, was he? Did he make a reappearance?
He was not in it.
Oh, okay.
He wasn't in it.
If you can live your life, the rest of your life, inside a movie that you see, if you could become a character and live inside that movie, what movie would you choose?
Oh, wow. If I could live my life inside of any movie, that's a tough one. I like a lot of movies.
Yeah, me too.
I don't know, maybe The Matrix.
The Matrix. Okay. You spend the rest of your life fighting against Mr. Smith, huh?
Yeah, or whoever else wants some. I mean, if I could do what Neo can do.
Yeah. Okay. If you could, if there's a movie franchise that you could write a song for to be part of that soundtrack, which one would you choose? Who would be the perfect one?
Wow. I would say probably well, no, I was actually gonna say if I could make a movie a song for anything, I would think something from the Fast and Furious franchise, but I'm thinking not specifically the Fast and Furious, but the what was it, the spinoff with The Rock and Jason Statham.
Okay.
I don't know why I can't think of the name of that movie right now.
I know what you're talking about, though.
That or I would love to actually. I take that back. I know that they're filming a new Black Panther. a Black Panther Part 2.
Okay.
So I think I would like to do that. I think I'd like to put a song on that.
Okay. Did you see the other movie based on the Black Panther? Was it Jesus? I forgot the name of it.
Judas and the Black Messiah. No, I haven't watched that yet, but I'm gonna watch that this weekend.
Okay. Yes, there's a couple movies out I want to see. I want to see Godzilla King Kong as well.
No, that's my favorite. I love Godzilla.
I do want to see that, and I want to see American Skin too.
American who?
American Skin. That's the movie with what's it, Nate Parker? And that's the one where the police officer kills his son, and then he kind of he goes into revenge mode after that.
Okay. So what else is in store for you now for the rest of 2021? What are your plans and what's your goal?
Okay. Well, my plans for 2021. As I mentioned earlier, I'm putting together an album with an artist by the name of Ramel, who is from Brooklyn but is currently residing in Atlanta. We don't have a title for that project yet, and we're only about maybe I would say 2 to 3 songs in. I do plan on recording actually some new material for that album actually this evening. So I guess by the time we're done with our recording session, we'll be like maybe 4 to 5 songs into the project. Working on another EP project with an artist by the name of Cletus Cassidy. He's originally from Iowa, but living here in the Bay Area now. We have completed about a good, I want to say five songs. We are in the process of I think 4 of them are mastered, are mixed and mastered. There's one that's we're going to be finishing up the mixing and mastering on, and then there's another 2 where Cletus has to actually add his verses to the song. And once he does that, I'll get those mixed and mastered as well. And then we'll get the cover artwork and the promo material and everything together. And I'm hoping to be able to drop it in April or May. And then I've kind of got a track list together for my album. So I'm just in the process of getting all those songs mixed and mastered. And hopefully during the summertime, I'll be ready to drop my EP/album as well. There's also a project I'm actually participating in with you, the Behind the Hustle series. So virtual reality. Well, not virtual reality. Well, it's I guess you call it virtual reality series, but not as in like VR. But you guys get it. But so I got all the footage for that together. It's currently being edited, and that's coming soon as well. And I mean, I'm sure, depending on, coronavirus restrictions and, what's going on in the world, I'm hoping to be able to get back to doing some performances and or, live appearances at places. Hopefully some product endorsements will be coming. Cameo appearances in other artists' videos, which I actually did a cameo appearance in a video earlier this year with for an artist by the name of E-Dub Coleon, which he's actually a good friend of mine from high school. But he's actually the reason why I met that other artist I was talking about, Cletus Cassidy. He introduced me to him. They have a collective called the Floss Gang. And also Cletus is part of a group called the KILL Committee, or KIL, which stands for Keep It Lit Committee.
All right, and we're closing up here. But you said you guys were friends of high school. So were you guys ever in the lunchroom, maybe kind of spitting back and forth a little bit? Like the
no, we didn't do a whole lot of that. To be honest with you, I didn't, I kind of knew that he was into rap, but I didn't know that he was actually like an aspiring MC, like that back then. I think I may have heard him, freestyling, a couple times, playing around. But at the time I didn't know it was something that he would seriously pursue. But I mean, at the time, I probably wasn't 100% sure that was what I was going to do either. But no, we never did the the lunch table rapping thing. Now, I did do the lunch table rapping thing when I was in junior high school. Well, that was like a couple years before that. But him and I didn't go to the same junior high school. There were other people that I was, beating on the table and rapping with. So.
Yeah, with that in mind, shout out to my friend James Nelson. He was a friend of mine in high school, Baby High School, and we used to sing in the lunchroom. And the girls around the table. He was so nice with the beating on the table. You could actually hear the music of the song. We were singing stuff from the function or cameo, and he was so nice with the beats. And I had a nice singing voice at the time.
Nice.
We used to really have a good time. So shout out to Jay. Hopefully he's still with us. Just shout out to him. And those are the memories that I take from high school. Fluid, man. It's been a blessing, man, knowing you. And we got still a lot of work to do together, man. And I'm a big fan of your music. And thank you for your continued support. And just look forward to the rest of 2021, man, and beyond.
Yes, sir. I appreciate the two of you for your support and for having me on. I want to congratulate you on your platform. It's good to see you. You moving forward from the phone radio interviews we're doing to now. We got the live action going, so keep it pushing. Definitely. I want to congratulate you on your latest video that I saw. I think that was that Secure the Hatch, right? Or no?
Inspiration.
Inspiration. Yes, the one with the female lead. Yes.
Yeah.
But congratulations on both of those videos.
Thank you, man.
Like I said, thank you for your continued support. Before I go, I definitely got to shout out a couple of people. First and foremost, let me shout out. I want to shout out. I want to shout out you. I want to shout out Miss Trina. Shout out Quest Nation. Shout out My Music Block TV. GRM Presents. Miss Eyes. The Mechanics. The Mechanists. C Beats. Richie Famous. CMT Miraculous, G Stacker, The Delinquents, the Oakland Clothing Company, and Miss Sophia Shrey, the Oakland CC Babes for their support, my brother Bino Other, Raw Mail, Cletus Cassidy, E-Dub the Coleon, Tax Free, Skrilla Sam, the whole Floss Gang, Nuts So Fly,
Devon Black.
Devon Black, most definitely, yes, I can't forget him. And just everybody who, Town Business, Sports and Entertainment, definitely give him a shout out. I just did an interview with him last night. And basically just everybody who has shown me love and support, who digs my music and who is following me. I love and appreciate you all. And let's keep it pushing. It's bigger and better things coming for 2021. Oh, and can't forget my video director, James Calhoun, for that awesome job he did with Right There and with I Love It. Thank you.
And we want to big up Miss Trina Horton. Her show, It With Trina, is going to be a monster. She's about 3 or 4 episodes deep in right now. But if you're a fan of me on Spreaker, go to Spreaker.com and you can catch Kicking It With Trina. She's going to be bringing the real. And she's going to be real as people I know. She's going to bring the real. She's going to be real. And this one is filthy. It is what it is. Check it out. Trina, please give us your information.
I would definitely love to have you on the show. Like I said, on Spreaker, Kicking It With Trina. I'm on Facebook, Trina Horton. Twitter, Trina Horton. YouTube, Trina64. Hey, we finna do it. 2021.
Yes.
And like I said, I love what you're doing. I love it because as soon as we're done, I'm finna jam to it. Thank you so much. Yes.
And I definitely would love to come on to your show as well. Like, let me know when you got a slot for me. We'll make it happen.
Definitely. Okay.
All right, bro. Have a great one, man. And we'll be talking to you again soon.
You too, brother. You too. Take care. Thank you, Miss Trina. Thank you, Roy. You both have a good one. Take care.
All right, you too.
All right. Bye.
This is a public service announcement.
Brought to you in part by Fluid Motion Music and Entertainment and
The Mechanics.
How to Win 101.
How to get turned up. I'm turned up, Splitterilla full of baked goods. Cherry cookie got me feeling like a boss should. Floss like me, bet you wish y'all could. Live in the birds, but I tend to act a little hood. I stay savage, some say beastin'. Step about the crib, new jeans, no creasing. Arrogant, and my attitude shitty. Union City player, but the flow stay gritty. I'm something like a superhero with a last tycoon, call me Robert De Niro. I'm only in it to win with no losses. Trying to stack my ends and have fun in the process. I leave floating like a butterfly. Never been a slacker, don't confuse me with them other guys. I go Stewie, Huey, Griffin. IQ kinda high, but in the club I go ignorant. Bay boy, so you know I'm about to act up. First hater try to disrespect is getting smacked up. You ain't even in my league, get your stacks up. Fighter than the stars or a satellite, naps.
Turned up, gotta get it in. Couple drinks and some fun, we gon' fit it in. Grown man shit, better when you let a friend. Roll the dice, play your cards, cause we play to win. Play to win, 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 play to win.
Can't you see the ring on my pinky gleaming? California dreams, this whiskey got me leaning. Getting so drunk, pussy is still scheming. Trying to see what mission if I can start this season. Got my game on point like Steph and Seth. Mouthpiece, get results, never waste my breath. Real players dying out, be the last ones left. And you can cuff that little ratchet, but just watch your step. As for me, I'm never missing a step. Make them sway in the gay, that's the region I rep. No diamonds, still shining. If I meet your chick, bet I'm wearing out a lining. Stay grinding, style so defining. So even when I'm late, it's still perfect timing. Stay grinding, style so defining. So even when I'm late, it's still perfect timing.
Now what you have here is fluid, racks, and tweet.
The Mechanics.
We back at it, baby. That's right. Spoiled rock. We get catered to.
Flick your zipper one time and inhale the smoke. Mr. Fluid, give it to you, don't it taste like dope? Murder he wrote. Every time I pick up a pen and apply it to a pad, assassinating again. I got balls of adamantium. I'm the ish, and in a minute, all my critics gon' be having a fit. Can't settle for nothing less than a boss's life. Hustle every single second for my boss's stripes. Keep my game tight, live a sorta hectic life. Juggle my business all day, but I ride at night. Daredevil, yeah, I'm kinda the adventurous type. Mouthpiece of a beast, I'm a Mac for life. You know, we working with the best of the best. Mama taught me how to hustle, guess she spoiled me to death. Super fly, do or die, get my money in jet. And before you waste my time, just write me a check, yeah.
You know we always out to get more. Fresh cars, fly women, the best clothes.
Yeah, you know we keeping good things poppin'. Whatever I want, spoil rock.
You know we always out to get more. Fresh cars, fly women, the best clothes.
Yeah, you know we keeping good things poppin'. Whatever I want, spoil rock.
Smelling like money, huge appetite, but you don't hear my tummy. Everyday Christmas, wrap it up for me. Black and Peruvian, back it up for me. Sex game stupid, head go dummy. Big rock in my ear and the wrist so stubby. Deep in the east where it gets so gully, and them haters gon' hate, but I'm doing love. Bottles on tap, perp on speed dial, candy on the whip, make the pussy go see now. B.I.G. I live notorious, lobster with hoes, steak with warriors. Check though, checkmate, I'm the king. On the throne, about to get crowned by my queen. I don't like shit, I be doing the fool. Spoiled like milk, getting catered to.
You know we always out to get more. Fresh cars, fly women, the best clothes.
Yeah, you know we keeping good things poppin'. Whatever I want, spoil rock.
You know we always out to get more. Fresh cars, fly women, the best clothes.
Yeah, you know we keeping good things